What's happening, cats? Okay, yesterday I had my chemo appointment and I had a brand new side effect. Good times, right? Ah, boy. Basically, it was low back pain. And I've had low back pain before, geez, off and on since teenager, but I've always worked through that through massage, fitness, all the physical stuff. But this felt different. Still, I had to do a quick inventory because before I went for my lab work and the getting under the chemo feed bag, I did a workout, and that workout was kicking the heavy bag. So I kind of thought, I knew I hadn't overdone it because, and one thing you can do when you, as they say on the internets, set your intention for your workout. When I kick the bag, I'm going pretty light. I want to get a little cardio, but more than that, I want to get the movement. I want the movement of a spinning side kick and a roundhouse, front kick, side kick. Yeah, that's about it. Those are the kicks I work through. But I went easy, and you can do those without the bag, which would be the same as like shadow boxing. You could do shadow kicking, I guess you could call it. But I wanted to feel the impact of the bag. I want the bag to hit back. So anyway, I think I only did 4, 5, 6 rounds or something like that, throwing some abs in between rounds. And this didn't feel muscular. No, this felt different. This felt all through almost the entire core and in the spinal cord. Like I said, good times. And it was weird because it would be just in certain positions I was standing or sitting. And if I shifted a bit, it was completely gone. So I thought, okay, this is not a delivering the mail to the heavy bag type of thing. And I was cool through the afternoon, had a cat nap after the chemo, and then we had dinner, and then we're about to get into streaming something, and I said to my wife, I had to pause in the middle of a show. I said, something's not right. And you gotta do that. You gotta listen to your body. And she said, what's up? And I said, it's my friggin' back. And I said, this doesn't feel right, and it's obviously coming on today's chemo. So rather than rush to emergency or even urgent care, I know that City of Hope, shout out to City of Hope in Duarte, I know that they've got a non-emergency line to call. So I got someone on the blower, that's old school for phone, and she said, okay, I'm gonna move you over to translation. Translation? No, transcription? Transcription. And I thought, okay, can't you see him cutting a promo here? Dude. And so they put me, I figured I'm gonna get a bot of some kind, but I actually get a guy. Nice guy, Asian accent. So I told him what was up, and he let me speak my piece, and then he had some questions, and then he just shrunk all the shit down. And he read part of it back, and I said, nice job. And he said, okay, have a good day. I said, blah, 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 have a good day. What happens now? And he said, oh, they're gonna call you back. I'm thinking, they're gonna call me back. Stuff, all that bullshit. So 2.5 minutes later, I get a phone call. They're calling me back, but it's a nurse. And she said, going over your notes, anything you'd like to add? One of the things that she goes, is it sore muscles? I said, this is not muscles, because I know all about the muscles. This is something different. This is down the spinal cord and zipping all over the place. And then it's gone, whew, like that. So she said, okay, let me look at your stuff. You were okay to take Tylenol. I said, okay, cool. Because I just checked your liver. So I love how they have all the stats there. And she said, this might sound odd, but when you find that comfortable position, enjoy it for a minute and then move to another one. I said, you don't want that jazz to settle, because if I feel too comfortable, the next time I move, that shit's gonna be all locked around. It's gonna be goosh. And somehow she understood what goosh meant, because she laughed and she goes, that's right, exactly. I said, okay, I'll sit, keep it moving, sit, keep it moving. Get the Tylenol, and took 2 Tylenol, and then my lovely wife rubbed my back for a little bit, and 3 minutes later, I was feeling good. So I wasn't worried that anything serious was going on. I thought maybe this is a kind of a kidney thing, but she told me that the 2 drugs that I'm taking together, this is actually a common side effect, but for me, it was the first time. So apparently I did the right thing by calling. I'm like, oh, okay. And right away, the relief, the level of relief, that's what we're always looking for. We want answers. Always go for the answer. It was a butterfly. No, it really was a butterfly. I'm not losing it. Okay. If there was a point to the story, that you have found it. Yeah, I just wanted to share this side effect jazz with you cats. When it first starts, you're like, that's interesting. Don't like that shit. And then you look for answers. But you first, you breathe. And then you keep fighting that shit. Don't give up. Get the answers. Put in the work. Do what you gotta do. And the last thing I'm doing is getting right back to where life was as normal as possible. I've got my 40-pound vest on. I've got my walking stick. Woo! And I'm gonna go for a walk. Now, if I only get 10 feet because the back acts up, okay. The body let me know. I'll come back. Otherwise, I'll do my 20-minute walk, I'll give myself 25 minutes to chill and take it easy. To chill and take it easy. Okay, and then I got yoga later. Okay, love you cats. Keep on doing what you're doing. Be kind to a stranger and spread the love.